I don't think.
A.m. 3 73% battery. Self VW plus early 73 realing. 28 minutes. 4 5. Search page 1 of 6. Adjustable. Search page 1 of page YouTube.
Is that done over there?
73. VW plus early in. 2
Somebody was sight. Yeah.
Search button. Notification. New notification. Idaho's blind is lit. Lit 2000. Track position. Video player. Video is loading. Button. Heading.
It's gonna pick up her phone over there all the time now.
You guys mind if I say here?
What's that?
Mind if I say here?
No, we got the camera live stream, so just be mindful you'll be recorded if you say things. So
No one's being mindful.
need someone's sight though to see if I got the orientation of the camera good. Oh goodness. Amber? I thought I heard Amber. Gee, Merry Christmas, guys.
Well, I'll get there. But this is starting at 9 o'clock. I don't care if Mike or not. Here we go. Thank you, Sandy. Now I gotta find that switch that was.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to find somebody sighted now.
Okay, all right. Oh, wait, I see it. I see it. Which one is it? Okay. Right. All right, Susan Bradley is going to be doing our implication report. Get started. Dear Lord, we're very thankful for the chance to get together and visit and socialize. And we're very thankful for the committee that's put together this wonderful agenda. And thank you for getting us all here safely. Please bless our meeting that we can all enjoy each other's company and listen to the speakers. And we say these things humbly in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Susan. Our door prize people are not here.
Door prize people are not here. Well, then I guess.
Have an announcement.
Hey, we have an announcement. Oh, before we do that though, I want to make sure that I introduce our national representative and his wife, Donald Porterfield, and it is Donald. We have a treasurer who goes by Don. So remember that Donald says he even has Donald Duck in his backpack. So he is Donald. And I think our treasurer will be kind of surprised to call him Donald. You might think he's mad, we're mad at. So
Yes.
we'll just keep those two things separate. And
Yeah.
my Katie and Amy. And please help them feel welcome. If you haven't met them, you
Yeah.
will by the end of this session probably today. And so that is that. Ramona, you have an announcement. All right.
Contest. You remember last year we had a contest at the convention, and some people enjoyed it, and some people said, well, the board said, let's do it again. So we are going to do just one category this year. Last year we did 2. This year we did 1. I urge all of you to participate in this contest. You all qualify to participate if you're registered at the convention. And you need to answer one thing, you can call it a question. I got this idea from one of our board members, Ritchie from Nebraska. She said,
Yes.
if you're interested in
Yeah.
joining the federation, find a project and do it. That's pretty easy to
Where you at?
remember, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody heard me, find a project and do it. So,
Yeah.
the contest is, what are you going
Well, I'm
to
getting
do
no help.
to grow in the federation during the next year? Find a project and do it. So tell us what you're gonna do and how you're gonna get it done. You can turn it in Braille to me or Yiska, or in print, or you can send it on email, and the email address is, easy to remember, ramonayiska@gmail.com. Do you need me to spell that? RAMONAYISKA@gmail.com. Okay, RAMONAYISKA, ramonayiska@gmail.com. Okay, anything I need to add, Krista? No. Okay, so this should help us in a lot of ways. Oh, and the winner will be presented, the winner will be introduced at the banquet, and well, that's what we did last year. Okay, the winner wins $100. Okay.
They get somebody, I see somebody cited here. I could use their help. Well, like Amber or Larry.
Times that I know that I need to give, because Susan Brooks reminded me at an email that I got on Wednesday night about 10:30, but I saw it about 12:45 as I was finishing practicing my flute. Open mic, anyway, she said, don't forget to announce the hospitality room. So we have a hospitality room, and that room, it offers, so with and you have sandwiches, chips, drinks. Just about anything you might want. Most pieces. I always call her to ask her. I said, well, will you be a hostess with the mostest another year? And she said, oh, yes. So don't forget, because it's free. We do that to invite conversation and visiting and getting to know one another and to help a little bit people with the costs to be here. So don't forget about the hospitality room. So are there any other announcements that need to be given at this time before? Yes?
Madam President? The entries are due tomorrow at noon.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Entries for what?
Entries for what?
For the
Yes.
contest.
I didn't hear the
Vicky,
contest.
yes.
Our chapter is selling truffles again this year and cordials. So there's
Too busy trying to get things set up more.
If you would like any, we have 3 different flavors of the truffles: raspberry, sea salt coffee, and mint that are in chocolate covered. Okay?
And they're wonderful because I buy them every year and I enjoy
That's
them.
tragic.
And they're
I don't need
fabulous.
cash,
I
you
take them
guys.
home and I eat them. And so if you don't get that candy somewhere else, you might want to buy some. So,
And also later, we'll be doing a half raffle with the cards.
okay.
Welcome to the convention.
Streeter has announcements.
Let us know if you can see things. Okay.
I'm coming.
I clearly should have brought a boatload of cash to this, but I had no idea. So I have to suffer no cash.
Kiss the mic.
Yeah,
Love it.
I was going to wait to make this announcement until a little bit more people were in the room, but I guess I should go ahead and make the announcement. I have raffle tickets for the baskets. I need people to circulate selling them. We're selling them for $5 for one, $20 for 5. In your swag bag that you pick up at registration, there is an envelope in there that has 2 free tickets for the baskets in it, so don't miss that. And Vicki stole my thunder. I was going to make that announcement and let you know that the charming chocolate chapter has Thank you.
Yes, go to that channel and go to the live stream. You should see.
Sandy,
Yes, of course.
you want us to put these tickets with the
See the
baskets,
orientation.
or are we gonna draw?
We have to sell tickets,
Camera's on.
and then you when you buy one, you put it in the cup by the basket that you want.
Not the whole thing.
There's boxes over there. I'm just showing.
Yeah.
This is Jan.
You might be able to
There's
see it.
boxes over there. They're all labeled with pencils. They have work.
Yes.
And we raise your top grill.
I have it, just need to get it.
Oh, gee, okay.
But remember, the tickets, you have to keep one portion of it.
It's paired with the webcam.
Wait, what do you mean you have to
Put the
keep
other
one?
half in by the basket.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they said.
We'll just get out of here, then I don't know why it's
Yeah,
not showing.
they're perforated.
They're perforated.
So you keep one half and the other half goes in the box.
In the,
Percolated.
yes.
When you want those, baskets brought to you
Thanks.
or what?
They're all labeled
Yes.
on the box. If you want to-
Kevin.
we don't put them in the right place where you-
But she hasn't done the baskets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have your basket, I just need to bring it to her.
Oh, okay. That sounds great. I have them all labeled over there. So we'll put them in the box.
Okay.
When Natalie gets here,
Natalie is here.
okay, well, after Allison gets started, if you can sneak up here, we can have a chat about the auction. Okay.
Wait a minute, Anna.
Door prize.
Going in?
Oh, yeah, I am very quick. I will. I just have to say something.
We haven't connected yet.
Okay, well, do you want us to connect first?
Yeah.
I'm very sure.
Door prize.
Let me, door prize.
Well, Crystal's not here,
Are you
so.
sure about that?
Okay.
I am sure about that.
I'm here.
Well,
And I forgot you.
Olivia's here.
Olivia can do a
Olivia,
door
come
prize.
over here.
Okay, we're gonna do.
Al, let me get ready for this first.
That's a
Organization, everybody does doing everything.
Yeah.
Natalie,
It's DEI for the company in charge.
Oh, okay, so are you ready to do this for next? Well, we are. That's right. I have just like last year, I made sure it was an. Okay, because there's an auction item scheduled and there's.
Hey, thanks for coming to convention. See you on the video.
Okay. This one's in it. All right. Okay, we've had our moment to connect. We tried to do it earlier, but we were successful. All right. We today are going to have a experience. We're going to go to Bell and Beyond. And the person that's going to lead us and help us to get to Bell and Beyond is one of the directors of Bell and Beyond and our wonderful board member and friend, Allison Stephen. Let's go to Bell and Beyond. Here's Allison.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I find it. Oh. Good morning, everybody.
Good
morning.
Hooray, you're awake?
Yeah.
I'm
We
awake.
say alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic.
Alive, awake,
Right.
alert,
There's a
enthusiastic.
song about that actually comes to mind.
Are we gonna sing it?
Let's sing it. I wasn't planning to, but that's the best way to do it.
Alive,
Awake, alert, enthusiastic. Alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic. Alive, awake, alert, alert, awake, alive, awake, enthusiastic. Ta-da! Okay, you guys are gonna have to up your game, okay? So, but before I force you to do that, just picture with me, in fact, go with me to the beautiful town of McCall, up in the middle of Idaho, and we're right on the lake, and we are in cabins. They have bathrooms.
Yeah.
Very,
Very important.
and we are at the end of the day, so you're just gonna have to wake on up, people. And we are at campfire. Can you hear it? Can we have some crackling? Anybody? Yeah, there we go. Crackle, crackle, crackle. Smell that smoke. And yes, tonight is s'mores night. Yay!
Yay.
So if you are on the right tables, you will find some s'mores in the middle of the table. So please feel free to help yourself to a s'more. Only one per person, and if you haven't got enough on your table, you are welcome to steal from other tables.
Here we go.
They're very yummy. Don't burn yourself on the marshmallow. So we have our little group of kids, who are wonderful kids. We've got a little group of 17 kids, easy. We're right by the lake. It's very still now because all the jet skiers have gone home. There is the party boat, but we'll ignore them. And it's time to sing some songs. I wanted just to give you a flavor of songs. I don't know how many of you went to camp. Just shout if you ever went to camp and you were young.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is easy for you. The first thing I wanted to do was the song that, this is Jackie Stallings, who's the camp queen, makes us sing this song. So I feel like I have to make you sing it, but it's a situation of shutting the stable door after the horse is bolted, because this song is called Announcements. And we just had all the announcements. We're going to sing it anyway. Right, Hannah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it goes like this. Announcements,
Announcements,
Announcements. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to be born to death.
A terrible way to die.
Announcements, announcements, announcements. And what happens is, whenever anybody says the word announcements, you start singing the song. Announcements, 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 announcements.
A terrible way to die. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to start the day. A terrible way to die.
Announcements,
Announcements,
announcements. Good. Well done. Thank you. Anybody got enough? Yes. We will be having a door prize later.
Yes. Don't forget hospitality.
Okay.
Get ready.
Okay, so you could not have camp without a repeat after me song. This is a repeat after me song.
This is a repeat after me song.
I said a boom a chick a boom.
A boom a chick a boom.
I said a boom a chick a rock.
I say a boom a chick a
rock.
rock.
I say a boom a chick a rock a chick a boom a chick a rock.
I say a boom a chick a rock. A chick a boom a chick a rock.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more time.
One more time. Wait.
One more time.
This is the janitorial version. Nice. Okay. I say a broom a chick a broom.
I
Said a broom, a chick, a broom.
I say a broom a chick a rock.
Said a broom, a chick, a rock.
I say a broom a chick a rock a chick a broom a chick a rock.
I say a broom, a chick, a rock, a chick, a broom, a chick, a rock.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
This is the baseball version. I said a broom a chicka bat.
Said a broom a chicka bat.
I said a broom a chicka brat.
Said a broom a chicka bat.
Totally different version. I said a broom a chicka bat, a chicka boom a chicka bat.
Said a boom a chicka bat. Chicka boom a chicka bat.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
This is the automotive version.
Automotive version.
I said a broom a chicka rock.
I said a broom a chicka rock.
I said a broom a chicka rock.
Said a broom a chicka rock.
Said a broom a chicka rock. A chicka broom a chicka rock.
Said a broom a chicka rock. Chicka broom a chicka rock.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's call it a day.
Let's call it a day.
Good job, people. Thank you for joining us. Okay, now you're warmed up. This is my MO. Is I sometimes forget what I'm doing and I get it wrong, but it's all good because that's what life's like, right? We make mistakes and we move on.
Yeah.
So you don't know what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right. So that's even better. Okay, that's one kind of camp song. How long have I got?
Huh?
How long have I got?
Oh, good.
What time is it now? Oh, sorry. Time check. I got 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And
So
we're running a little late. I'm gonna try to make sure we make it up. but
I can,
go ahead.
I'll finish when I finish.
Yeah, that's right.
This song, another classic thing one does at camp is a song where the kids, that's you guys, just in case you haven't realized, join in with their, they say, I've got an idea, let's do this. So, some of you may know this song, it's a classic, and this is where the guitar comes in. It's called Down by the Bay. Anybody know that?
Down by the bay, where the morning goes. Back to my home.
And I'll start with my do two examples, but then I want people who have ideas to call out. And basically it's just doing a little rhyme in the middle. So you're gonna let me know you've got an idea and we'll have you shout your name and I will call on you and you will do your idea. So get your creative juices flowing. You've eaten the chocolate, so the sugar high should be kicking in, right? Down by the bay,
Where the watermelons grow. Back to my home.
out here. I dare not go. My guitar is running away from my fingers. And if I do, what am I doing? Okay, reset. Oh. That explains everything, all right?
Yeah.
My guitar was upside down and backwards.
That makes a difference.
Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, have you ever seen a moose eating a goose down by the bay? Down by the bay. Example number 2, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say, have you ever seen bread standing on his head down by the bay? Okay, I'm looking for volunteers. Who wants to be my first volunteer? Call your name out.
I was Dennis.
Oh,
No.
say your name, Leslie. Did you say it?
No.
She did say it. Leslie, then Crystal, then Dana. We got 3. We're on the roll. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Again, to my home, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say.
Have you ever seen the T-Train lounge? The famous T-Train is
Down by the bay. Down by the bay, Crystal Rock, watermelons grow. Back back to my home. I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say. Crystal.
I don't know the song, I'm sorry.
Well, then,
Andy,
did you play your name?
yes, no, Andy did.
I set her up for failure.
Yeah, you set me up for failure.
These kids, tut tut.
No,
Okay.
Have you ever seen a frog sitting on a log?
Down
Thank you.
Miss Marcy.
I totally heard your voice, Crystal, which is very odd. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say.
Have you ever seen a dog eating a frog?
Down by the bay. Is that the frog that was sitting on the log? Is that the same?
Poor frog.
More! That was fantastic. Any more?
I'll do it. Emily will do it.
Appropriate. Emily, okay.
Don't worry, Emily's will for you.
Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say.
Have you ever seen a flip-flop doing the hip-hop down by the bay?
Who's up next? Who's out? Oh, Mia. Mia. All right. I love it. You guys first. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say.
Have you ever seen your sister eating raw fish down by?
It doesn't quite work, but you try.
Ew. Sushi. Any more?
What's that?
Is this bag yours?
Yes.
Susan Ford, you must have one. Oh, I reckon you got about 30
Just trying to
seconds.
do the live
Down
stream.
by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say.
Have you ever seen Allison chewing on a what?
It's Allison? I
Perfect.
Okay, I got one more sample example. If you
Lip
haven't
streaming.
finished the cookies, please finish the cookies. Just 'cause I'm-
Lip streaming. Lip streaming. Idaho's Blind. YouTube Studio Dashboard. Program Manager. Top chat. Stream. Live 28 hours and 21 minutes to 1.
Well, I'll make up
Web
my
time.
own version. That's what-
Idaho's Blind Trim unsubscribers dash only. Manage mode. Bullet end. Stream at only. Longer consent messages. Bullet end. Stream at only channel subscribers of 5 minutes hour.
So I'm gonna
Manage mode.
start by
Bullet end. Stream at longer consent messages. Bullet end. Stream at only channel subscribers of 5 minutes hour.
Okay, and then
Manage mode.
when we say did you ever
Bullet end.
go
Stream at
fishing on
only
a
channel
rice
subscribers of
Sunday?
5. Manage mode.
Down it goes, the water. Wind it back in, put the worm on. I hope you're all joining in.
I am.
Okay, that is so we good. Then we say, did you ever fish on a restaurant day with all the little fishes? So your hands are together in a little fish shape, so pointing forwards and just swimming around. With all the little fishes swimming up and down the bay. Now comes the fun part. With your hands in your pockets. One hand on your right pocket, one hand on your left pocket. So with your hands in your pocket. So that's 2 steps. Left, right, left. And then you go to the back pocket and your pockets in your pants. So you get a good old butt massage. Okay. And all the little fishes doing a hoochie coochie dance. That's whatever you want it to be. And this is, obviously you can stay in your chairs, but if you want to get up, you can. So, and then we go into a little dance, a little free for all dance. Just do whatever you want. La 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 la. With So here we go. You ready with the fishing rod? If you know the song, join me. If you don't, do the actions. And if you don't know the actions, make them up. Because I'm not checking. Okay. Did you ever go fishing on a bright summer day with all the little fishes swimming up and down the bay with your hands in your pockets and your pockets in your pants and all the little fishes doing a hoochie coochie dance? La 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 with your hands in your pockets and your pockets in your pants and all the little fishes doing a hoochie coochie dance. Okay, be honest, how many of you didn't do the actions? I did.
I did that.
I most of them didn't. Okay, we need to get you on camera. Oh, I guess I'm on. One more time. This is my Fitbit, break thing for you to get moving. So we were warming you up. Get your fishing rods out. Just stream of that lake. We got the lake. It's a beautiful, still lake. We're gonna catch the fish. One more time, and then I'll be done. Okay. Yeah. Did you ever go fishing on a bright summer day with all the little fishes swimming up and down the bay with your hands in your pockets and your pockets in your pants and all the little fishes doing a hoochie coochie dance? Tra la 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 la, tra la la la, la 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 la, with your hands in your pockets and your pockets in your pants and all the little fishes doing a hoochie coochie dance. Door prize! Wait, we have an ending song. That was
Different than when I was at camp.
well, maybe we should.
Okay, we won't do it.
Okay, announcement.
Announcements. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to be bored to death. A terrible way to die. Announcements.
Door prize.
Here's Crystal. Oh, Olivia, where'd it go? So where's Dad at? Dad, Andy, who's that $25? Oh, he's talking to Al. I'm not sure who donated the $25. There's no name on the outside envelope. Well, that's fine. So, let me pick a name.
Okay. John Rose.
She said drum roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was a name.
Cindy Grover.
So, Cindy Grover is $25.
$25?
Good,
$25.
I got it.
And
I will eat out.
Okay.
Here, I'll just hand it to you. Just hand it to me. Thank you.
All right.
Speaking of Cindy Grover
Yes.
and Joe Grover and Crystal White and Ramona Mama, they are our panel for the next part of our agenda this morning. They were very fortunate to get to go to Washington, D.C. and speak to congressional representatives and staff. And I'm going to let them kind of decide who's going to go first, second, third, and fourth. I wasn't there this year, so I will give it up to this panel to talk to you about Washington seminar. But I will say, as you listen, maybe you will be the next person next year to go to Washington seminar, because we do this every year and we help people get there. We help pay our expenses, and we really need people to come, especially now this time of our legislation in Congress, to go and represent us and let them know that we're not just going to stand by and let them walk over us.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
So let's give it up for our panel who are going to talk about this year's experience.
I think, do we have a traveling mic, don't we? We're
Yes,
supposed to have.
that's a
Yes.
good one, I think.
What?
I think that one is cordless.
Well, this one.
now, there's a cordless one here.
There's a crab one. I had us have a crab.
That's what Olivia does have. Who's first?
I'll be first. Okay. Hello, all.
Hold up. Let me turn it on for you.
We're trying to save battery.
Hello all, I guess I get to be the first one since I asked for the mic. I was going to tell you that if you've already read the Gym State milestones, you're going to probably hear some of this again, but oh well. When I was growing up, my family was not involved in anything legislative. They were like stick their head in the sand kind of people. So this was very interesting to me because I had never really gone to talk to any congressman. And so I was kind of surprised how they were open to us and our ideas. And when I was sitting there in the lobby area waiting to talk to people, there were other people coming in talking about their concerns and their issues. So I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. And so I was the one in charge of talking about software and applications and computers and everything dealing with making them accessible. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I was a teacher and I was a special ed teacher. And our special ed program, our special ed software was internet-based. And I could not make it read or even enlarge. If it enlarged, then I'd lose everything off the screen. And it was very frustrating. And so I was able to talk personally about that experience to my legislature, that'll be easier, congressman. And they were very open to what I was saying because it made sense that, hey, she can't really do her job very efficiently because it wasn't accessible. And so that's what I talked about. I found it very energizing, and once I just got over that little fear of talking to people and that I felt were a little more creative, but not, smart. They were very nice. And we got to do a lot of, the other thing we got to do was kind of fun is we got to go see the engraving of money, and that was interesting, the engraving. And Ramona walked our legs off. Blame it on her.
Oh, yes.
But we really overdid it. So you got to be in shape, but it was fun. We did take a lot of taxis and Ubers, but we had a good time, and I would really recommend, if you haven't done it, that you should give that an opportunity.
Hey, it's Crystal. You just like me because I'm the door prize person. I'm just kidding.
That was for Cindy, not you.
Oh my goodness, you guys crack me. This is why I love you guys, and I loved going to Washington Seminar, because all of you are the reason why we went. We wanted to go and fight for you, and every one of these issues we would talk about represents every one of us, or at least we know somebody it represents. And I got to go talk about the Medical Device Act, and what's crazy is Cindy had a prime example of why we need the Medical Device Act to get together these manufacturers and make everything the same and everything audited. Because Cindy uses a PAPS.
Oh my God,
anyways, when we got to the hotel, she plugged it in and it fried. It like the whole screen, and she couldn't do anything there, and she had to call them, and we were on East Coast time, so they're not working. She had to leave a message. Finally, somebody calls her back, but because she couldn't see the screen, or and didn't talk to her, she could not actually access anything. And we were there for 5 days, and she didn't hardly have that CPAP to work. So it was one of those, and then my blood sugar machine was going off, and it's like, man, if I could just have a pump, a talking pump, maybe my blood sugars, and maybe, maybe I could have stayed part of my eyesight, you never know. But there is nothing like that, and there is ones that read to your phone, but you still have to be able to see the screen to have it read to your phone.
So Krista, what was this legislation that these are relevant to?
Sorry. Medical advice, sorry. But anyways, that's what I talked about. But it was so cool. I do want to say that Senator Crapo he's the only one we actually got to speak to, like in person. So that was really cool, kind of scary, but really cool. And he really did like what we have to say. He really made us feel like, wow, he listened. So they really do listen, and even if they're not listening, they pretend they're listening. And they do a really good job talking. And I really think they're willing to help us if we just all stand up and fight. And you know what? We got to do it every year. And this legislation is really, really important, especially at the time that we're in right now. We're in a crisis. We're in a crisis right now, and we need to do what we can to help each other out. So thanks for sending me. Thank you for paying for it, and I had a great time. Yes, there you go.
Whoever's next, it might be good at some time on this channel to go into a little more detail on these bills, because I bet you some of our audience really doesn't know.
Oh, yes. That's what I was trying to do with the medical.
We got it now.
So good morning, I'm Joe Grover, and I had the privilege of going to Washington seminar as well. And it was pretty fun. So I spoke to our congressman about the earnings cliff with the Social Security Administration. And for those of you, most, probably all of us, have lived on Social Security at some point in our lives. And the earnings cliff is when you earn $2,700 and you lose your Social Security benefits. And so you're trading off however much you get every month for $1. And over a course of a year, that would be $12. And so we spoke to all of the folks about that. And a few of them had some very aha moments.
Yes, they did.
And they were like, we are desensitizing people from going to work. I said that.
Yes, you said right.
I did, okay.
De-incentivizing?
Disincentivizing. So it was energizing. Senator Crapo has not had a great track record in education, so I was extremely skeptical of him. However, he knew Ramona personally.
Yeah.
He responded to our group very well. I was very impressed. And the ultimate compliment that he gave is the packet the Federation had created for him. He looked through it, he took a few minutes, he scanned it, and he said that the documentation was very well prepared. And Pat came from the national office, and he was impressed. And I think it's fair to say he expected nothing less out of our group.
Right.
And so it was cool, it was fun, and I appreciated the opportunity.
Now our matriarch.
Wait, you know what, I'm gonna say one thing that I didn't say earlier. We had, the opportunity to go to the great gathering and if you've never been there before, it's when all of the people from all of the states get together. And the national office talks about the bills and talks about everything, and they really hype you up, and that was a really cool,
Yeah.
very cool experience.
Punch up was cool.
So now we'll let the old maid talk.
I want to add one other thing. The other thing that was enlightening for me is that we were staying in a hotel with 500 other white people.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was cool. It was, I'll be blunt here. Sometimes I just feel like I'm just fumbling through life. And I was watching other people and all of the struggle with all the same things. And it was encouraging for me to know that I'm not out there.
Right. Yeah, that was cool.
Anything else before I give it to the old lady?
No, here's the new chair.
Well, you could tell, I didn't get any respect around here. I like to speak standing up because I can move more. The Washington seminar is truly a unique experience, and I'm sorry Dana didn't get to go this year because I wouldn't have gone if she was going, but I thought with 3 pretty much newbies in DC, maybe an old timer would be helpful. And I'm really glad I did, because it is really a unique experience. You can listen to the Great Gathering on stream, and I think we all should, if we're not in DC. If we're in DC, we don't need it on stream, but otherwise, everybody else does. And it's very much worth hearing because you learn things there. And we did.
Ramona,
Yes,
is it available like online now still?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was,
It is.
it may be, if you know how to find it, you could call and ask. Scott White has an email and he loves to get emails, and I'm sure he'd tell you, there are probably other people who would. Scott
It's on
White
the
is-
national
Do
YouTube
a
channel.
search.
It's on national YouTube, Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, so what is
It was
the national
live stream.
YouTube channel? Is it, The Nation's Blind, or is it NFB, Don's?
You know, off the top of my head, I don't.
You see?
We can't-
I saved it and I just click on it.
And you just click on it. Well, anyway, if you need to ask, don't hesitate to email or call Scott White, because he would love to tell you, but, you probably can find it. The Nation's,
Ramona,
yes, Susan.
if you do a search of Washington Seminar 2025, I think it's there on the list.
You mean on the website?
So, yeah.
Okay, you know, we could speculate all day, but let's, I do have a couple of other things to say, but it is worth hearing. A lot of that stuff will be in the Monitor, and I got the March Monitor, but I haven't read it. So I'm just saying, the Washington Seminar happens every year, and it's not a secret when it is. So you can be a part of it through that Great Gathering and meeting. It is a unique experience because you spend quite a bit of time pretty close together and get to know each other. You choose, we had a restaurant recommended by Susan and Dana, Clyde's, and it was absolutely wonderful.
It was so good.
There
So
are
good.
a lot of restaurants in DC, and a lot of them cost a lot of money. This was pretty reasonable.
Yes.
So you learn from all kinds of ways. We also went to a fish food restaurant down on Southwest M Street, which was wonderful. So you have all kinds of experiences. But the 3 bills, you got a little bit of information. Joe talked about Social Security earnings cliff. Cindy talked about making websites accessible. Crystal talked about the medical devices and making them accessible. And I had 7 introductory things to talk about. And I thought, we've never done this before, but the national office correctly said, we need to tell Congress that about the laws that need to be saved that are already on the books, because there's a lot of talk in this session of Congress and this administration about getting rid of the old things. And there are a lot of laws that have been helpful to blind people, like the Americans with Disabilities Act, like the Rehab Act, like Free Matter for the Blind. So we went through 7 things before we went to our current issues. And guess what? I got dropped in my lap. And I have to tell you, I was astonished at the reactions we got. We talked with Senator Crapo, as they said, and we talked to aides in all the other offices. All of them knew about the Rehab Act and the ADA, but when we got to Free Matter for the Blind, they didn't know about it, and they were glad to be told. So it's a good thing we did. And when we got to museums and libraries, you need to save the Library of Congress program for the blind. They were not familiar with that. The Library of Congress is for Congress. They all know that. They don't know it has other programs in it. We have to tell them.
So we were there, we did our best, they thanked us. We need to follow up, and all of you can help us follow up. So when you get an email, or if you see on the listserv from Dana or Sandy or whoever about something that needs to be done in Congress, those laws affect you, every single blind person in this country. And please do follow up with an email or a phone call, because it matters. They take us seriously, but if they don't hear from us, they can't. Okay.
Yeah, we do a door prize because it has to do with Washington seminar. Yeah.
Can I ask a question first?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So with that, because Joe said that there were 500 other blind people there. So for the seminar, so how does that work when you go there? Did they give just our state all that attention, and do they do that with each state, or all?
That's a good question.
Come from every state.
Yes, every single state is represented at Washington seminar, and when we're a small state, we only have 4 people in Congress, 2 senators, 2 congressmen, and Texas has, I don't know how many, 38, California has over 50, and they see most of them. Sometimes they don't get appointments and they walk in and see staff, but we see just about every single one of the 535 people. But, so that's why there are 500 people, because they come from all over the country, and we get to talk to those other blind people. So, very cool, yes.
It was cool, yeah. We met some really funny people from Georgia. While we were standing in line out for security in Alabama. Oh, yeah, they're
I have a
funny
question. Do you guys get to like, follow those people or anything? Or like,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, there's times.
Yeah, we met a lot of people in the elevator.
Yeah, lots of people in the elevator. Lots of people in the documentary area.
And standing waiting for a cab, you meet people.
Yeah.
But no, like, I'm just talking.
In the hotel lobby, you can schedule a meeting if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the Congress? Or just people?
No, I was just talking like, as a national federation for blind coming together as like a big hoorah.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, we had a great gathering, and then the second night, we had to
Tell me about the great gathering.
Listen to it on the street.
It was good. It's like when you get together as a whole big group and we sang songs and we talked about all of the legislation and what congressmen were being helpful and what weren't.
Like Pete Sessions was there.
And we had a blind lady congressman from California.
From California, she just got elected, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and then we also went to a reception where we had congressmen come and talk to us that were supporting us. And they told us how wonderful or what they had experienced with blind people. It was really interesting.
I think they were elected congressmen.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
And we got to, can I tell a story on Crystal?
Yes.
Crystal had, thank you. Crystal had a tough day one day, and so did the baby dog. And so we had to go and find dog food for the dog. We met a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
And we had a very nice lady from Maine, wasn't it?
Yes, she gave me dog food.
No. New York.
New York. She spoke with a kind of New York accent.
Oh, I love that. Simply didn't eat all the food in the hotel room. We left him alone for 15 minutes, and he ate every snack, every bag of dog food I brought, and he literally opened my suitcase somehow. Like,
That might be questionable.
But I'm just saying, it was all over. I'm like, are you serious? And poor Mona came into the hotel room and was like, what the heck just happened? Yeah.
But anyway, so we had some events beyond.
Adventures.
So we had a great time.
And that was the night before we left. So just imagine what I went through the day we were leaving on the airplane the next day.
But we do have one thing, and I'm gonna give Susan a hard time. Susan made our plane reservation.
Oh my God.
We weren't sure we were ever gonna get back to Boise.
No, we got the last flight back to Boise that night from Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oakland.
Wow.
And there is a 3 a.m. in case any of you were unaware of that. There is a 3 a.m. and people at TSA actually go to work at 3 a.m. to service people like us who have flights at 3:10.
Yeah, that's what we left, Boise.
So,
So, just so you're aware, just don't let Susan Bradley be in charge of your in the future.
she didn't have to be held.
She gets the break.
That's right. She gets good rates and we always know we've got reservations, so. And sometimes if you fly Southwest, things happen.
And you don't have to pay for luggage on Southwest.
Right.
No, you don't.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway, are there any further questions about Washington seminar? All right, well, yes.
Okay, here's the microphone. It's over there. Oh,
Well,
okay.
guys,
Don't worry, I do the one that's got the
Yes,
badge.
yes, So,
Okay.
what's all in it?
Huh?
What's all in it?
Oh, that's what I was getting ready to say, if you just calm down. Okay, there is, in Washington DC, we got bags. So the bag says something about Washington DC, the nice cloth bag on the everything's inside of.
what's inside of it is, I went to a gift shop, right outside the Capitol Mall. And I found this really cool, it's about 6 inches by 4 inches and about 2.5 inches tall. And it is a replica, it's like a 3D replica of the Capitol Mall. So it has like the Capitol building, it has the Washington Monument, it's got the reflection pool, it's really cool, it's all tactile. So that's why I bought it, because I thought that would be the coolest thing for all of us to go around and feel if you wanted to. And then there's also tactile lapel pen, that is the Capitol building. And there's also a tactile keychain that has the Capitol building on it. And then there is in the tube that's in there is a rolled up copy of the Bill of Rights.
Wow.
Oh, and then we went to that money engraving place and we got these little baggies for free. They don't give us for free. But inside of it is like how much? No, it has shredded money. Shredded money in it, it's like $100 bills, shredded up $100 bills. They were defective, so there's a bag in there that's worth they sell it for $25, we got them for free. But,
You got all your money now.
yeah, now you get all your money, that's how you get your money. But that's what we're giving out.
Draw your favorite auntie's name.
Or auntie number 2. Or Nessie.
Kevin, Well, speaking of, I don't know who auntie number 1 versus auntie number 2 is.
You can't be different.
Oh, well, okay. The next thing that's on the agenda is an auction item. And so,
Let's do this. Get out your wallets, everybody.
Right, in your wallet.
is Don Winnicky in here?
Winnicky is Dawn.
I will get, I'm writing, Angie is
Okay,
writing.
Angie is writing, I just
I'm
want to
writing
make sure.
names and what they get and how much.
Good, thank you,
I'm
Angie.
writing it all out.
Thank you, Angie.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
Just this one.
Yes. Oh, the crowd. We're doing the crumble cookies first. We're doing the crumble cookies first, remember? That's, so Vicky told me you're the crumble cookies. Okay. Where'd you go?
Okay, everybody, we have a case of crumble cookies. A case, I don't know when you come in here.
I thought we're gonna find out.
Oh, they're mini. They're little mini crumble cookies. They look absolutely delicious. So whoever is not gluten-free, we're going to thoroughly enjoy these. I am super delicious. There is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 14, 15, 18. There's 20 because they're little mini ones.
Take bets. Ooh.
Kicking it off with.
Whoa! Sandy at 25.
26.
Is it 30?
Oh.
Wow. Billy at 30.
Yes.
Can I take care of 5?
Yeah, we hear 35.
For 32. For 35.
We have a 35?
Oh.
That's not 30. Oh. Okay, 30. Going once. Going twice. Sold for $30 to whoever said. Congratulations. We're sitting at our tables.
Very good. Well, thank you very much.
All right, is Brian Darcy in the room?
Right outside, I think.
Oh, okay. He's outside?
I met in the hall.
Oh, okay.
A quick announcement.
Yeah.
Announcements. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to die. A terrible way to be bored to death. A terrible way to die. Announcements. Announcements.
So that everyone is aware, there is a bucket of bottled water in the back of the room. If you're walking to the back of the room, it's in the left-hand corner.
All right, because Brian is talking.
It's time.
We need to be selling raffle tickets. Raffle tickets.
How much are they?
$5 for one.
One ticket is $5. You can get 5 for 20.
What are you raffling?
Baskets.
And we're gonna
What
go into those.
is in the baskets, though?
Okay.
You guys don't want cash. I can't buy
Brian
it.
Darcy, are you in the room yet?
Good, all right. Well, I'm glad that you made it to Burley. I'm glad that we're so close to you. If we could have everyone's attention. All right. Our next speaker, I have known for good night. I don't even know when we did the conference. I think it was in '99, maybe. And I think that because I bought an outfit specifically for the conference, and I think it was it. But anyway, Brian and I have known each other for a very, very long time. He is the superintendent of the Idaho Educational Services for the Deaf and Blind. They are the ones that provide service. Hey, I need attention. They are the ones that provide service both with on-campus education and also with the itinerant teachers who do the majority of the teaching along with the aides. And so he's right in the middle of it. They're working with the kids because we all want our blind kids to grow up and be successful. And IDSTV has been extremely good to be a partner with us in the Bell and Beyond. Last year, we they helped with transportation. And they also helped to provide nursing staff and other staff for us. And so we really appreciate the partnership so much. So if everybody can give attention, right, and update us on what's going on at ISDB.
Thank you, Deanna.
You probably have to raise that.
I'm gonna have to raise it just a little bit.
Yeah, just because you're tall and I'm not.
Actually, I don't know if it'll raise all the way up.
You can take it out.
Just to check, everybody hear me okay? I appreciate that. As President Ard just said, my name is Brian Darcy. I'm the administrator for the Idaho Bureau of Educational Services for the Deaf and the Blind, and I'm in my 15th year of doing that. It's still the best job I've ever had. And Dana, we really don't want to talk about how long we've known each other, but and especially because that first time we met, we probably don't remember too much.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time.
We did have a good time. Yeah, and I did have to, as tradition, whenever I present, it seems to be that this is a lively group, and I always have to come up with something new to start the conversation. So I have to ask, why did the Braille book break up with the audio book? It just wasn't feeling the connection. And if you didn't like that, you're not going to like the next 15 minutes. I'm really excited about the stuff we've been doing at the IESDB. I've got a heck of a team, and we do it through partnerships. And partnerships with the NFB have been a major part of what we're doing. As you may remember, we were kind of having struggling times getting, we were running kind of a camp, and you guys were running a camp, the Bell Camp, and we were kind of pulling both of the same groups together and trying to do effectively the same thing. And so the partnership we have had recently really has expanded what the Bell Camp is doing, and it expands what we're doing. And the partnership has just been fantastic, and I so appreciate it and the support that that this chapter of the NFB has done to really show what we can do together. Our outreach program, I'll start off with, is rocking. We're serving 857 blind and low vision students across the state of Idaho. That's when our team took over, we were just around 200, and we were serving about 20 babies at the time. Now we're serving 71. That's birth to 3. We're going into the homes and teaching early access, pre-Braille, early mobility, and we're getting kids started off the right way. We've been running also in conjunction with the Commission for the Blind, our Ready, Set, Go to Work, where we bring in kids that are transition age and start talking about employment, start talking about what the next step is, and getting them some work experience and some training on resumes, interview skills, and how to behave and socialize in the work environment. And then the commission does a great job of if they're ready to find them summer employment. And so that's the way we need to start our kids off is to achieve their dream. They've got to start off with summer jobs and get working. And we're excited about that. We've had winter camp. Winter camp is I'm really proud of, because my dad started it over close to 40 years ago. And this year we had a capacity of 20 kids, 13 and up that participate. We go up into the mountains in outside of Sun Valley and snowshoe, cross-country ski. Our kids get to ride, and even a couple of them get to drive snowmobiles, inner tube, and spend a good time experiencing life in the outdoors in the middle of winter in Idaho. We are also excited to be part of a growing population. One of our largest populations of individuals with blind and low vision we've seen is CVI, the cortical vision or cerebral visual impairment. And it right now is the leading eye condition among our birth to 3 school-age students. And so we're engaged with Scotland's Institute, and they're going to be giving a presentation at the AER convention in Montana this fall. So we're really excited to be a partnership in bringing that to get our folks trained. And then lastly, we've got a new deaf-blind coordinator that we're working with to collect data for students who are deaf-blind. This is also a larger population we're starting to see, and primarily because a lot of medical techniques that we would have lost babies to, now we're saving babies, but a lot of them are having extra conditions, and a lot of that is deaf blindness. And so we're really working to ramp up our services in our state for that population. Moving on to our campus. Our campus has continued to grow. When we started this venture almost 15 years ago, we had a total of four teachers, including O&M, and now we're upwards of, we've got 6 teachers plus an O&M, plus an AT, assistive technology person, and so we're around 8 to 10 staff, not counting paras, and we're serving 32 students who are enrolled on campus, and 13 of those are in the cottages. We're really excited about that number, because the more students we have, I mean, the more we're getting to them. And we've really created kind of a niche in the state of Idaho, in that, sadly, as you're well aware, there's a lack of O&M instructors in our state. I think at one time I counted there were 6 or 7 of them, and 5 of them worked for us. And so that's an area that we're looking to expand. But in the meantime, we know that students aren't getting that O&M. And so, or really any of the ECC. The expanded core curriculum, if you're not familiar with, is really 9 subject areas that students really need as a part of their education beyond math and English. They need the independent living skills. They need orientation, mobility. They need to learn recreation and leisure, self-determination, self-advocacy, sensory efficiency, and social interaction. And these are things that public schools don't necessarily have either the capability or the knowledge or the experience to do. And so that's one of the reasons why we're seeing a lot more kids come to our campus, because our campus is building those programs, and we're bringing in kids for that reason. One of the things we've got going on is we've got Destination Prom coming up. And at the end of April, Destination Prom, we're partnering with the Utah School for the Deaf and Blind, and they're coming up to our campus. We're going to have various ECC experiences, including a prom. It just so happens that most of our kids who are on campus are male, and most of the kids at USDB are female. So we're going to have a little prom, and it'll be a great time to have some social experiences that way. We're also going to do a track meet. We're going to play goal ball, and five-a-side soccer. How many of you heard of five-a-side soccer? Have you seen that in the Paralympics? That is amazing. I am excited. This last year, we purchased a field. We're putting it in on campus.
Nice.
It'll be coming in this spring, so we're really excited to have that. And we've sent 2 people through USABA's coaching clinic. So I'm really excited to have that. And just touching on the athletic part, we've spearheaded the creation of the Western Athletic Association, and that we're going to partner with other schools for the blind in the West, Washington, Oregon, California, Montana, Utah, and I think Arizona is also joining us, where we can do some competitions out west. Back east, they can do that, but a lot of their schools are relatively closer than ours are. But we think we can do that and host each other around and have like a combination go ball and soccer tournament and a couple other things that we can do to compete with other schools and really give our kids that good high school experience. Lastly, we're really happy with we've built our bridge program, and that's our transition age group. We're building an 18 to 21 transition age focus program that will work with kids on developing their work skills year round. They may have already met their high school graduation requirements, but are still working on independent living skills or a couple other things. And so we've got 4 kids enrolled right now, and we've got a couple of tracks. So one track may be that they're either finishing or just finished their high school, and they're looking for early entry employment. Others are working on dual credit. Somebody's phone's going.
It's background music to your speech,
Yeah, that's what I need is background music. Or is that walk-off? It might be pulled off like the Oscars.
That's an option too.
So, and then lastly, because of the music. We're really happy with what we've had with our Braille Challenge. This year marks the 25th anniversary of Braille Challenge. As you know, that's sponsored by the Braille Institute. We had 13 participants competing on different levels of campus. And last year, our senior Emily Grove has been a three-time national qualifier. She delivered one of the opening speeches, and we're hoping that she qualifies for the 4th time.
Also, I think I qualified more than 3 times in the past, but I don't know exactly. I think it's 4 times.
So not to take up too much more of your time, at this time, it's okay, Dana, I'd stand for any questions. Do we have a roving mic or?
Yeah, we do.
I would like to. If I can ask.
Sure, just, do we want to, do we have a mic to
Who
go?
has the roving mic over there?
Let's get a mic
Oh,
here
they
so we
do,
have good access.
I don't know when.
Yes, you got it right here.
Okay. Who has the
John,
question?
who has the first question?
Hi, sir. If I may ask,
Sure.
what is the best way to stay in contact with you and others for the state education services?
For the Idaho Educational Services for the Deaf and Blind,
Yes.
IESDB, or ISDB if you're just talking about campus, let me clarify that. If you're, what kind of contact are you wanting? Information on the school or
Potentially,
employment or?
it would potentially have to do with education here and ideas just for feedback.
Well, you can reach it's at info@iesdb.org, or is my information in the program?
You're-
Do you have a business card by chance?
I may have a business card, I can't remember which jacket, I do have a business card with me, but it's not in Braille.
Don't worry, at least you're prepared.
No. My coat was prepared, I just grabbed it.
You and me both. Try not to be too independent. Well, thank you.
Super, thank you. Question in the back. The mic's coming to you in the middle.
You got anything to do with who cut hair?
I'm sorry, do I have anybody that cuts hair?
Yeah.
In the town or on our school or?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Well, I'm gonna find you. I gotta work on be that number 4 over the whole US. I am cutting hair.
Okay, do you have a license in the state of Idaho?
No, I'm working on it.
Okay, when you get that license, you talk to me.
Well, I came to play for a haircut challenge.
I don't have enough hair to even take that challenge.
I have lots of hair. I do not want that.
My head is metal plate around my neck, so I just throw it off everybody.
Okay. That's fine. Porterville.
Done. Go.
I
I did it. You can't yell at me.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Do I need a microphone?
Oh, there's somebody who's got a microphone right now that has a question, then we'll,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
If you have to enter
To become an employee at IESDB, we do have an opening for a teacher right now. That would be great. You can reach out to HR at IESDB on our website, and it's accessible. So that's the best way, or you can call our number. I think you know it, but 208-934-4457 and get in touch with Angie. She's our HR director.
What are the qualifications for a teacher?
The question was, the follow-up question was, what are the qualifications for a teacher? Well, first of all, a teaching certification would be preferable. And even beyond that, if we can get you in blind or special education or blind education would be fantastic. If you have the teaching credential, but have experience and are looking for the blind certification, we have partnerships with Portland State, Texas Tech, Northern Colorado, and San Francisco State that we can help get you that certification as well. There was a question up front here.
Yes, do I need a mic or?
Have the mic so that everybody else can hear in the back, please.
So my question goes back to something you said at the very beginning. You talked about camps, the NFB Bell Academy, as well as the camp that your organization runs as well, and the merging of the two. So if you could expound on, I guess, the changes or the differences that the merging created. I mean, like, I'm very familiar with the NFB Bell Academy, but not your school.
So and I'm assuming you're talking about our summer enrichment camp that we used to have.
Yes, correct.
So the summer enrichment camp that we used to have was really along similar lines with Bell. We were talking about access. We do develop braille skills, mobility skills, math skills, like in the morning and in the afternoon. We would have they would go horseback riding, they would go whitewater rafting, we'd go, I'm just naming off some of the things I remember that we did do, water park. And then when COVID hit, we really had a decrease in enrollment of people coming, kids coming, and Bell saw that as well. And the parents also, with their activities, were a lot more selective because they didn't necessarily want to send kids to 2 camps. They wanted to do an activity in 1 camp. And so our discussion with the NFB and Bell was really how can we, and quite frankly, a lot of our staff that were working our enrichment camp were also working Bell camp. And so one of the things we kind of figured out is, the Bell camp has got a solid foundation, and we were getting grant money coming in to sponsor ours. So what we decided to do is, they had $1, we had $1, but together we had $2, and we could provide a better enrichment camp all the way around if we merged those two. And so that's why we made that joint effort.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Oops, somebody's already got the mic, and then we'll be next. Go ahead.
So kind of going back to the employment and the teacher qualification, if my first question is if you have to get the teacher the certification, is it can you do it online, in person? And the second part of my question is, if you have to do it in person, would it be at your campus? Would it be at Texas, one of your partnering institutions?
Sure, great question. So that's changed a little bit. With the changing times, most all teachers of the blind and low vision program are now online. The one, for example, at Portland State is almost totally online. And then if you partner it with the O&M certification, the COM certification, then they let you there, I think, for 3 or 4 weeks in person to do a tool there on campus. But most of it's done online. Northern Colorado went to entirely online. And there's a couple reasons for that, but quite frankly, one of them is there's such a lack of teachers and programs right now that people are getting into the job first and then getting the qualifications second. I sat down one time a couple years ago with the superintendent of Washington and Montana, and we could name every student that was in every program in our area and where they were working. So we're not getting students coming out of their college degree looking for their job. They're doing it in reverse. They're getting their job and then getting their college degree. And that's what's happening nationwide. It's not just us. So if that answers your question, it's done mostly online. Question up front here to the left.
Amy over here. Hello. I'm curious if you hire, you're talking about the shortage of orientation mobility instructors, and it's very true. Do you hire individuals with the NOMC certification as well as comms?
We do. We want the certification and the knowledge.
Perfect,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Yeah, and we just hired a new orientation mobility instructor, Jim Damerell, who has worked with us for years. Took a consultating position up in Lewiston, And I don't think it's a secret anymore. He announced his retirement, so he's retiring. We appreciate all the help he's given us over the years. We were able to hire Alita, who just started 2 weeks ago, moved up from Tennessee, where she's been wonderful so far. Go ahead.
What kind of teaching position are you guys looking for right now? Like, is it O&M teacher, an ADL teacher, or what?
So the position we have on campus that we're looking for right now is going to be a teacher of, I think it's elementary. So it's an elementary ed teacher position. And that would be grades, I think 2 through 4 is what we've got right now. But that may change. My principal, Dave Sparks, could probably tell you more. And then we also have a teacher of the blind, like I said, Jim Demeral's retiring, so we'll concentrate on teaching how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. There's a question up front. Just a second, the mic's coming up.
So I figured I should wait for the mic first. Thank you. So how do you guys handle like high school age kids taking like, higher level courses like, algebra, calculus, pre-calculus, and then there's high level science courses in English? Like what resources do you have for that type of thing? Because I know that because you only have 6 teachers, it's probably pretty hard to find teachers for those type of higher level courses.
Good question.
That is a great question. And the way that we've approached it are 2 different ways. One is if it's offered at a local public school, we partner with a Gooding public school. And if it's offered at the public school, we run a bus system and we run on the same similar bell schedule. So we take a kid, if they're taking a calculus class at Gooding High School, then they hop on the bus, take the calculus class, and then they come back and take other classes on campus. Or if we're looking at, and honestly, through Gooding Public School, they can take dual credit tied in with local community college, CSI, or we can also work with IDLA, which is the Digital Learning Academy, to do dual credit and take those classes as well. And we actually have CSI on campus. They have reduced the number of classes that they're offering, but we have a room that we can go and also take a class that would be offered on their campus through video on our campus. Well, thank you very much. I so appreciate being here. If I can say one more thing, and as a state employee, I'm not allowed to lobby. However, as an educator, I am allowed to educate. Please keep your ear to the ground. Watch what's going on in DC. It is impacting blind education. We don't know to what extent, but just keep watch and do what the NFB does well. Let's advocate. Thank you very much.
Door prize. It's a yoga mat, and then there is like a personal yoga class. But an hour on like a video thing.
Virtual. Is that from Marcy?
Yes.
Marcy Chapman yoga class.
Yeah. Amy Pierce.
Porterfield.
Yeah, I knew that. Raise your hand.
I see you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
It's a yoga.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Bring that mic right down.
The next speaker is somebody that we have worked hard and have achieved a wonderful partnership. The Commission for the Blind has been very, very helpful with our Bell and Beyond program right now, and Brian definitely hinted at this, and it's more than a hint. There is a lot of scary stuff going on in Washington when it comes to employment, when it comes to people with disabilities, when it comes to education. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know we have a resolution that is going to state that we want the commission to align to continue to be under the guidance and direction of the governor's office. And we will pass that if we have time. TJ, do you have the resolution with you? Okay, you don't have to. That's fine. Okay, we won't do it then, but we will be passing this, and we will be sending it to Governor Little and then Sarah Stovers. That's the correct name, Beth? Stovers, not Stovers like candy.
No S.
Okay, you know what I was thinking. Okay, but anyway, to really give us the current situation with the commission for the blind, and also good things that are going on. Please welcome Beth Cunningham.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I gotta get it nice and lower than Brian at it. In 2025 began with a bit of a roller coaster start. After the inauguration in January, we received a memo pausing all federal spending, followed by a memo from the state indicating that state money could not be used in the absence of federal funds. Luckily, the memo was rescinded a couple days later. Your dog's pushing the podium. Just a couple inches. I think he needed a couple more inches.
It's a kissing mic. You have to get pretty close.
It's no big deal. So that was kind of scary because many of you may know we are about 80% federally funded. So we have to have those federal funds to continue the work that we do. Also, we are under the U.S. Department of Education. So as you may have heard, they're talking about getting rid of the Department of Education. CSAVR, which is one of our advocacy groups, asked all of the regional representatives to discuss with the states if RSA, the Rehab Services Administration, moves, would we prefer it to move under Department of Labor or under HHS? So it is our hope that that is what would happen, is that Rehab Services Administration would be moved to one of those agencies. But, of course, it comes with concerns of what could happen, or if the services or dollars get watered down in that move when they dismantle the Department of Education. So definitely keep your ears open for that and opportunities to advocate for us. And as Deanna said, we would like to remain a commission under the governor's office. Just because the program federally moves doesn't mean that it has to move locally. Currently, the Idaho Division of Vocational Rehabilitation is under the Idaho Department of Education, and we are under the governor's office as a commission, and we also want to remain a separate agency. So that was January, and then in February, we attended the annual Disability Awareness Day at the Capitol, also known as Fred Riggers Day. We had a booth with information. Deanne and Steve and Marcy and I manned that booth and told people about our services. Recent presentations, Al was reconfirmed as one of our commissioners, and after that, his presentation, they invited Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired to come and talk to the Senate Health and Welfare Committee to talk about our services. So we did a presentation, and I think that was really positive to give some of our representatives more information about what we do. Some personnel information. We had Rosanna retire after 30 years of working in our accounting at ICDBI, and we hired Laura Codazar Andrew took Rosanna's position and Laura came on board to take Andrew's position, and accounting is working really well. So we're excited to have her. It was, scary to lose Rosanna and her red pen because she was so good about keeping us all in line, but we, believe it or not, found somebody else that is also great like that. So also talking about O&M specialists, we had a position open for a really long time, but gratefully we have hired a man named Efren from Texas, and he's moving here June 3rd to be our new orientation and mobility specialist. We have Kevin and Melanie still, but Kevin moved into Greg's management position, so Efren will be taking over Kevin's old position. We have Allison back and gearing up for the summer programs, and we're so excited to have her doing that for us again. She creates the most creative and fun programs for everyone, and appreciate that. In 2024, we served a total of 2,046 clients. For VR, we served 497, for older blind, 700, for IL, 93, site restoration was 64, and then we had one-time referrals in IL of 10, and one-time referrals in older blind of 185. And then patients seen in our Boise clinic were 361, regional clinics 35, and then low vision patients in Eastern Idaho at Hanson Vision Care and Eye Care of Rigby were 101, so the total clinic was 497. So I just wanted to kind of tell a few success stories just to have you see bring to life some of the things, work that our teachers and counselors are doing. So these are just a few examples of what some of our teachers are doing. The names have been changed of the clients, but in the Twin Falls region, Becky, a 58-year-old female, was diagnosed with optic nerve damage resulting in legal blindness. She reported that she'd been struggling with depression for the past few years. She faced significant challenges in engaging with services, largely due to that depression. Initially, she wanted assistance with ADLs and felt unsafe traveling unassisted. After months of utilizing support from her rehab teacher, Deanna, Becky began to show signs of progress. One key turning point was helping her accept the use of using her cane and assistive devices on a regular basis. After many training sessions and repeated encouragement, she realized that the white cane would provide her with greater safety and mobility. The last 6 months, she made impressive strides in orientation and mobility and now is thriving with her cane. She faced a number of challenges in her ADLs. Simple tasks like meal preparation felt overwhelming, and she struggled with kitchen safety. To support her, we provided a black and white cutting board, bump dots, a double spatula, and gloves, which helped her with cooking. And she began to get some of her confidence back. We provided her with a magnifier to help her read her mail and manage bills. And she has even recently participated in Silver Bells and has become much more confident. So that was one of our Twin Falls stories. In Pocatello, we worked with a man named Bear, who was an ILOB client from Fort Hall tribal member. He had lost his vision very rapidly due to glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy. To complicate matters, he had a lot of other medical issues. He received training from April Mills on O&M and ADL and assistive technology, medication management, and communication. He learned how to use an Apple phone, a Micro Speak Plus talking blood pressure cuff, and a donated Clearview reader to scan and read documents. Bear has said many times that the discussions about his recent vision loss have been invaluable. He has progressed and begun doing some advocacy, and April reports that she's incredibly impressed with Bear's listening skills, memory, tenacity, courage, and patience regarding cultural differences. He's made a lot of progress and now feels like he can go back to work. And so that was a great progression. In sight restoration is another great example of services. Diana is a 68-year-old widow. She lost her husband last June and therefore lost half of her Social Security income. She was forced to come out of retirement and go back to work part-time, approximately 22 hours a week as an in-home care provider. Around this time, she was also diagnosed with having bilateral cataracts, which she had inherited, and that was making it more difficult for her. And she did have ICBBI was able to help her with cataract surgery, and they were both successful, and she is now continuing to work as a care provider and doing well. And then lastly, I'll tell you about a student that Linda is working with. Her name is Emily. She started out as a pre-case, and now she is a senior at Burley High School. She is in a plan for employment. She is enrolled in BSU to start her first semester in August. She has done orientation and mobility training with April, and is now working with Melanie in Boise to learn the campus. She's an excellent student and very driven, intends to get a degree in biology and then move to law school to study environmental law. So a lot of different great stories there. I won't go into all of them, but just want to lastly just say that we continue to focus on our values and our mission at ICBBI, and our values are independence, community relations, being ethical, respect and dignity, and reliability. Our mission is to power people who are blind or visually impaired by providing vocational rehabilitation, skills training, educational opportunity to achieve self-fulfillment through quality employment and independent living. Lastly, if you do speak to congressmen or Idaho representatives, please let them know that you value the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and that how we impact the lives of Idahoans. If you've been positively impacted by our services, please share that as well. It is scary that so much federal funding is being cut, and we certainly could be on the chopping block at some point. So we hope to continue to work with you. We hope to remain an independent agency under the governor's office in Idaho. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope you have a wonderful convention. Thank you also to the panel who went to DC. I'm going to DC also next Saturday. So hopefully we can just all continue to work together to improve and continue on the services that we offer for people who are blind or visually impaired in Idaho.
Do you have time for questions?
Yes.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
My question is, I don't have one, I guess I should stand up while you're on, so please hear that. Oh, there. What are you doing these days in terms of job development services, as well as especially younger people that don't have a lot of job experience, continuing to work with them to help them find entry-level work? Because that seems to be an area that has always been a little bit of a problem with me when I
have, then all of a sudden, they're adults and they're no longer, shelter others program or the B program, and they sometimes get lost. And I just wondered if there are any ongoing services that will help keep their job seeking skills up and current.
Thank you. Well, starting in 2014, we were mandated to spend 15% of our funds on students ages 14 to 21. And so we have over the past few years with Allison's help kind of beefed up our summer programs and are helping students to gain that entry-level work experience in the summer. Some students come back several times to get some, a variety of work experience at VIEW, but then after that, we can continue with work-based learning, what we used to kind of call community-based work evaluations to help them to gain other experience. And a number, many of our students go on to higher education, but for the ones who don't, we do site development and try to help place them in jobs directly into those entry-level jobs. So that's what we are working with.
And I should say again, thank you for letting us use Marcy and Deanne and
Silver Bells.
Silver
Yes,
Bells.
we were so happy that they were able to do that, and that sounded like a really successful program. So good job to them. Yes, in the front here.
Do you want me to get the mic, or is there a traveling one?
I don't know if there's a roaming one. I'm just afraid to take this one off.
I'll just talk loudly.
There you go.
It's great.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just talk loudly into the microphone.
Accessibility.
Exactly, right?
Okay, here you go.
Wait.
Oh, so past you, sorry.
I was like, hello.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. So my question is, do you ever partner with like university, like BSU or ISU or whatever, to help college students get on-campus part-time jobs and stuff? Do you guys ever do that?
We do partner with them, and I could let Allison expand on that with our College Days program. But in terms of having them employed at the university, we have not done that, and that's certainly something that maybe could be explored. Allison, do you want to add anything about College Days or the partnerships with the universities?
Yeah, specifically for VIEW, I can speak to. We're on BSU campus, have actually reached out through, so Earl Hoover is our employment specialist who develops the work sites for us. And we've definitely reached out to BSU for the College Days, but as far as students who are actually in college, I guess that might be a counselor opportunity. So I don't think that wouldn't happen. I don't know if it has happened, because I'm not working with them at that point, but I would be.
And I think that the students that get kind of like first dibs on the, what's it called, work study, yes. Have to have a financial need to get that. So I would imagine that we have had some students in the past that have done that, but yeah, I think that the individual rehab counselors are the ones who might know how often that happens. Yes, carrying with that, or behind Alice.
What else is the commission
What other programs do we have besides assessment and training center? We have, so we have vocational rehabilitation counselors, and then we have rehab teachers that work with people who want independent living skills training. And sometimes those people are not, the independent living could be also in the vocational rehabilitation program, but then some of them are what are considered older blind. who may not be looking for work and just want the independent living skills training. And they work on the same things as assessment and training center, like orientation and mobility, Braille. It could be, learning how to manage your bills and things like that. The vocational rehabilitation program actually helps you either get training or helps you find employment, depending on the person. And then we also have the site restoration program that I just mentioned, where sometimes people, if they don't have other medical coverage, we can help them with like cataract surgery and surgeries that prevent blindness. And then we have our low vision clinic and store at the commission.
Amy Porterfield?
Hello. I just, two quick questions. The first, are you all fully matched?
We are, yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And second question, I recognize that you have a fully functioning training center as part of your commission. I'm just wondering, sometimes it's helpful to have consumers, come away from their environment. So I'm wondering if you do send folks out of state to training centers.
We do sometimes, not real often, just because of the, it's because of how much it costs. But we have certainly had a few clients here and there over the years that have gone to some of the NFB training centers.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions? What is a popular field breakup for people to go into the position?
Oh my goodness, we have all kinds of fields. I mean, we have people who are teachers, we've had psychologists, we've had lawyers, we've had, customer service, retail, food service. Just so many, so many. So it really depends on the person. We have former clients that work for the Department of Education, so some people have gone into government service, some at Idaho Division of Voc Rehab, like rehabilitation counselors. Anybody else think of a receptionist? Yeah. Yeah.
Don't feel like you should combine to one session. I was gonna say, don't feel like you're confined to one position or passion. Don't let your problems define you.
Okay, question back here in the middle table.
I was just kind of wondering, with the BEP program, are there any issues national-wise or anything like that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, there are some different things going on nationally. There's a kind of a big lawsuit with one of the military. Daniel, do you know the name of the person? I'm trying to think of which agency it is, but there have been some problems with some of the federal agencies recognizing the BEP has the priority, and so there is currently a BEP lawsuit happening because of that, and it's one of the military agencies. Locally, we have been growing and coming up. Like, we have more routes than we have vendors. Like, we need people that are interested in becoming vendors.
Where? Because that was just shops for such a long time.
Well, like up north, we have a third party doing what used to be a person's route because that person moved to Colorado, and then locally we are starting to grow with the state purchasing the old HP campus. There's a big cafeteria there that will eventually be a spot. And yes.
Oh, it is? That's been fun.
So there's a few opportunities, so if anyone is interested, it would be good to get going in the process in terms of the training and everything now, because there will be opportunities. Daniel?
Go ahead.
Everything went out with the federal government lately. Any new news about the Randolph Ship Act?
No, I haven't heard any new news, and I would anticipate that the Randolph Shepherd Act would move, along with us under the Rehab Services Administration to wherever that gets moved when they dismantle it.
So has there been a preference expressed where it would move, labor or HHS?
Most people that I've spoken to, and most of the people in our region, which is like Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, they feel like Department of Labor would be the best fit, just because of the WIOA and the labor, the Office of Disability Employment program, ODEP, would probably fit well,
Right.
better than HHS.
Makes sense. HHS is so massive anyway.
Right. And they're gonna get, I guess, 20,000 less people.
Amy, just one more question, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you're concerned about 90 IL consumers, and I'm curious, how are you funding that? Because it's such an amazing, rare gift to find an organization that can do that.
So, for the IL, we consider it 54 and under. We have Part B money, which actually comes from ACL, which is under HHS, and it
You are getting
goes
that,
to the silk, and then the silk divides it between us and the Centers for Independent Living. And so that, of course, we don't know what will happen if, just the last day or so on the news, they're talking about breaking ACL up and moving things to different places. So I don't know what will happen there. And then for our older blind independent living, we have the federal grant.
Sure, yeah, I'm familiar.
RSA.
It's the fact they're getting money from the subs, which is that's pretty great, so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and being part of that. Fighting for our rights to have the services that we need to be fully functioning members of our society.
Okay, do we have a door prize for Beth before we have a fifth grade? Yeah, let's do a door prize. Olivia.
Oh, door prize.
Give some money away because people are still here. People want money. Yeah.
Ready to rob, I am not ready to receive.
Like $20.
Okay, got $20.
Fred, that's from the Treasure Valley chapter.
Okay, Fossey Peterman?
Ernie,
Yeah.
you want $20, honey?
Oh, go say, all right, yay.
All right, here comes
Thank you.
Marcy.
Thank
Marcy. Yay, Marcy. I'm at the head table.
Okay. Well, I think this is good. I think I'm. Yeah. We have her own. Can't hear you. I need a mic.
Run the mic. You go run the mic.
We have the mic somewhere. Oh, thank you, sir. Thanks, Annie. Okay. I'll start sitting down. Okay. Everyone get your, well, is everyone ready for a good break together?
Yeah!
Let's get excitement. Okay. So, everyone turn your seats if you need to, if you have some space, because we're gonna do some movement, but also be very mindful of your neighbor, so that's not running into people either. So let's get our feet underneath our knees, and you can rest your hands in your lap.
Are we sitting?
We're sitting right now, yes. We are sitting at the moment, and for now, let's have everyone take a nice deep breath in, bring our arms out to the side and up over our heads. Stretch your fingers above your head, reach for the ceiling, and exhale, lower your arms out to the side and down. And let's do that one more time. Breathe in, arms come out to the side, over your head, reach to the sky, and exhale, go ahead and lower your arms down. Next, let's hinge forward from the waist, coming down into a seated forward fold, letting your arms hang heavy, letting your head hang heavy. Breathe in, come up just a little bit, and then exhale, forward fold. Breathe in. Let's sit up all the way. Very good. Let's come to standing, and I'm going to stand behind my chair. Okay, so everyone come and stand behind your chair just so that you have better balance. You can rest your hands on your chair if you would like. And then on an inhale, let's have everyone come up onto your toes. And then exhale, lower your heels back down. And inhale, come up onto your toes. Very good. Adding on, exhale, only lower your heels down halfway. And then inhale, come back up onto your toes. And exhale, lower your heels down. Very good. Now widen your legs wider than hips width apart. May not trip on my cane. Okay, keeping your arms down at your sides. On an inhale, bring your left arm out to the side and up over your head. Reach for the sky. And then exhale, let's lean to the right. So get a nice big stretch. So on the left side, you're feeling a nice big stretch along the left. Inhale, letting your, coming back to standing up nice and tall. Lower your left arm down, and let's switch sides. So now with your right arm, on an inhale, bring your right arm out to the side, up over your head, pause, reaching for the sky, and then exhale, let's lean to the left. So now you're getting a nice stretch along the right-hand side of your body. Inhale, and release, very nice. Let's see. Let's come back, bring your legs back together. Come back to coming up onto your toes. Coming up onto your toes. Exhale, lower down. Let's add our arms this time. On inhale, bring your arms out to the side and up. Coming up onto your toes, balancing and extended mountain pose. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms come out and up. Reaching for the sky, coming up onto your toes. And exhale, lower down. Let's come back to sitting on our chair. Sit a little forward on your chair so you have some space between your back and the back of your chair. And then go ahead and sit back on your chair. And let's extend your one leg out in front of you so you can point and flex your foot. You can do some ankle circles here if you would like. Get some movement in your ankles and your toes. And release, put your leg down, and then go to your other leg, point and flex your foot. You can do some ankle circles. You've been sitting for a while, so you might need to pop your ankles or something. Okay, and release. Lower your leg down. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, we're gonna lean to the side again. So on an inhale, bring your left arm out to the side and up, and let's lean to the right. Inhale, go ahead and release your arms down. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, bring your right arm out to the side and up, and let's lean over to the left. Inhale, throw your arm down. Let's hinge forward from the waist, coming down into a seated forward fold again. Letting your arms hang heavy, letting your head hang heavy. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. Loosen up the muscles in your neck. Inhale, come back up. Sit back on your chair. Take a nice deep breath in. Open your arms out wide. Exhale, give yourself a nice big hug. Sit up nice and tall. And release. Thank you, everybody.
Marcy is offering yoga tomorrow morning from 7:30 to 8:30.
I am. Everyone come or you're in trouble. Yes. Be there, be square. Yes. I am doing a yoga class at 7:30 in the morning. So hopefully you brought your yoga mat. If not, you can grab a towel from your room and bring it to use as well. That would be fine. But anyway, hope to see a bunch of you there.
Will it be in here?
What room is it in, Dana?
I need to look. Minidoka 2.
That's what I wanted to say, Minidoka
It was,
2.
it was where it was last year.
Okay.
But I can't remember where that was, but.
We will look, and we'll tell you. So, but I think it is in the Minidoka 2.
It is.
Yeah, it's in the Minidoka room.
Thanks, Anne.
Alrighty. Do we have our presenter from the Commission for Libraries Talking Book Program?
Yay.
Do we? Is Candace or Rachel here yet? I don't think so. Okay, so we will just switch it. I know who's here. Krista Kramer is here. And Krista has not spoken. I don't know that, Krista, you've ever spoken to this convention, have you?
Krista, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I don't think she has. And anyway, she and I have been friends for a very long time. Yes, we've been to some conferences together, at least one that's memorable for a couple of reasons. But anyway, Krista does a couple of really great things. And probably more than that, because I haven't kept totally track, but she's involved with the Idaho Assistive Technology Program, and many of you, I'm sure, don't know all the services they offer. And she's also involved in ICANN Connect, which is a program that provides services for people that are deafblind. I know many of us here know Frank Skogsberg, who is home waiting to get some valve replacement in his heart, but he's one of the guys that's benefited from the ICANN Connect. So let's welcome Krista Kramer.
Are we skipping the library? She's not here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just a moment. Probably got delayed in the highway. Oh, yes.
Sorry, I thought I still had a half hour, so let me do my afternoon
Sorry about
here.
that. I should have asked if you were ready. We can do an auction item. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, well, Andy is hold on, wait, Andy's the auctioneer and he's just went to go help somebody go back to the bathroom.
I'm pretty sure
Which was for breakfast.
She's at the podium.
I'm pretty sure that Natalie can do it, Crystal.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So Natalie, you wanna do an auction item? We've got one scheduled for later, but we can do it now. Okay. All right. And I got the roving mic. Roving mic and my. Natalie did auctioneering a couple of years ago. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we have a beautiful bracelet from Jensen Jewelers. It is $100 value. What is the brand?
It's pearl and sterling silver.
So it's, okay, so it is do you want to explain it? I'm gonna hand off the mic to my jeweler, like.
Is this
So this is not for Fred Meyer Jewelers, just FYI. So, yeah, so do you know this is not mine. Thank you. Okay, it is really pretty though. I tried it on.
She had to make sure it was legit.
I had to make sure it was legit. So it is a pearl bracelet. It is on a sterling silver coil. So it actually coils around your wrist.
So it should fit.
So, yeah, it should fit anybody. It actually has like a pearl and then there's clear beads. That is about an inch and then another pearl, clear beads, pearl. And there's actually like cream and pink pearls. Also, fun fact, did you know that to know if a pearl is real, if you take the pearl and rub it against your tooth, if it feels gritty, that means that it's a real freshwater pearl. So,
Did you do that?
I sure did.
You bet we
because
did.
I wanted to
We had
be
to-
sure it was legit. This is not from Fred Meyer Jewelers.
We're not
so
gonna sell you nothing.
I had to make sure it was legit without auctioning this off.
So
And
if anyone
it's-
would like to see it, raise your
Yes.
hand and she can read it.
And it's really, yeah, it's really pretty. So I'll walk around with it. Well,
So it's
the
worth
value-
$100, so I think we should start the bid at $20.
Jose wants
I
to
was
see it.
30, but I see.
Okay, we got Oakley.
Here, I'm gonna walk around with
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Here, give me like 30 seconds to walk around with it.
Yeah, let's.
Here's the mic. I will be real fast.
Yeah,
Raise
she's
your
gonna
hand
run it
if you
around.
wanna see it.
Jose
Can you
wants
bring it
to
over to
see
this
it.
table?
Oh, yeah, she'll make her.
Don't bring it over to that table.
So we'll give her about 5 minutes, y'all. Okay. You have about every table you need to go see, so you better double time it in.
We need to be selling raffle tickets for the.
Would anyone like raffle tickets?
You gotta remember the store price is like $20 and buy raffle tickets.
Sorry, was there other raffle tickets besides for the baskets? No,
No,
okay.
let's not worry about that.
What's it? We're selling raffle tickets and registration checks. Get those tickets. Tickets you got in your registration bag. Baskets in the back.
Okay, we have about a minute left, let's go.
Yeah, whether you have a small wrist or a larger
Hey, Amber.
Two more people. Okay, so I heard a bid of $50.
60.
Okay, we got 60. 65?
70.
Okay, 70. We got a $70. Anybody want to go 75? 75 back to the back. We got 75. Anybody want to go 80? 75. Okay. She's just trying to bid it up. It's worth $100. It's worth $100. $76. We have 77. $77.50.
Wow.
We have 78. Okay. Okay, 80. Who said 80? Oh, okay, I told you said 80. 85? Anybody want to go 85? 85. Anybody want to go 90?
Someone did 86, I think. Not me, but someone else.
Someone said 86?
I thought they did. Maybe not?
Someone said 90. 92. I'm loving this. 93. We're sitting at $92, guys.
We're not quite to 100.
Anybody want to go 95?
Whoa. Oh, no, I'm just saying, we're not there yet. I'm not getting it.
Anyone want to go 95?
95.
95. 97. 175, you guys.
Whoa. Okay then.
Did you skip that?
Who said 175?
Is that a bid? Who said that?
Was that a real bid, Diamond? Is that you, Diamond?
Diamond, did you say 175?
Where are we at?
Yeah,
Okay.
Diamond says
Anybody
175.
want to go once? Anything more?
Huh?
Going once? Going twice? And sold to Diamond for 175. Congratulations.
Why?
And you won.
Well,
you are awesome.
Amba.
So there was somebody in the back waiting around. Or were you trying to? Okay, sold to 175.
All right, well, thank you.
Congratulations, Diamond.
Definitely exciting. I'm sure your mom will love it, Diamond, if that's who it's for. If not, whoever it is, thank you for what it is. Okay, we need to move on because we've got two more presentations to the morning and we will probably go a little bit over, but that's probably fine because we've got a nice long break. So our presenter, Chris Kramer, is ready to give her presentation and listen up because this is very interesting and very important to know about. So let's give attention, please. Okay, Krista.
I was just telling Siri to set off an alarm in my pocket for about 25 minutes from now. So I am Krista Kramer. I work with the Idaho Assistive Technology Project, and I work in the Moscow office. So it's been a long drive to get here.
It is a long drive.
And then to Idaho Falls yesterday and back. So stay right to it. Anyway, the Idaho Assistive Technology Project also has offices in Coeur d'Alene and in Boise. And then we contract with the Area Agency on Aging in Twin Falls and with Life Incorporated in Idaho Falls to do some lending and demonstration services for us. Our primary goal is to provide information and referral and training and technical assistance for assistive technology of all kinds. So technology that helps meet the needs of someone with a disability. We also provide consultations for school districts or for vocational rehabilitation when they're trying to find the right equipment to help someone meet their employment needs. And then in our resource centers in Coeur d'Alene and Moscow and Boise, we have centers with lending libraries of equipment. So closets full of almost anything you can imagine. Items for hearing loss and vision and education and computer access and switch adapted toys and iPads with augmentative communication apps and everything from basic tools like lighted magnified tweezers to high-tech augmentative communication devices. Oh, and there's also a beach wheelchair stuffed in one of our storage units that every now and then gets to go to take someone to the beach. Anyways, we also have a website called Idaho AT4all.com. And that is a website kind of like Craigslist, only it's focused on assistive technology. And it also contains a listing of everything that is in our lending libraries. So if you're ever looking for a device, you could find those things that might be available through our lending libraries, or you could use it to list items that you no longer need but is still useful and you might be useful to someone else. Over time, it has also listed items that have been donated to the independent living centers, although they are not listing as much as they used to. They also still have some equipment distribution, redistribution services. And another of our programs is a low-interest financial loan program to help people purchase items that are not covered by insurance or by school services. And those purchases might be anything from a lift-equipped van for someone who needs to transport themselves and their power wheelchairs, to Braille devices, to, we actually finance a lot of hearing aids through that program. And so it's a low interest loan, bank loan. It does need to be repaid, but our current interest rate is 5% or prime rate, depending on which bank. And right now, prime rate's higher than 5%. So most of the loans are going through the Northwest Access Fund. But if the interest rates drop again, then we also have some Idaho banks that will offer financial loans for equipment purchases at whatever prime interest rate is. And these loans are designed for, well, probably 50% of the people who get loans through these programs could not get a standard bank, unsecured bank loan on their own. So our program can be really helpful for people who need to develop and build credit. So just because a bank might have turned you down at some point in time does not mean that you would not qualify for this program. Another of our programs is called I Can Connect, which is the deaf-blind equipment distribution program for the state of Idaho. And I happen to be the coordinator of that program. And it's a telecommunications equipment distribution program. It's the only program that we can actually provide equipment directly to an individual, that it's yours to use. And that program, you don't have to be completely blind and completely deaf. Someone who is deaf or very hard of hearing and has a diagnosis of degenerative or progressive vision loss would qualify for our program. Someone who is blind and has a progressive hearing loss would also qualify for that program. So if any of you know somebody who has that combination of vision plus hearing issues, please contact me at the Idaho Assistive Technology Project. I also have a booth in the vendor hall. So as you go into the Minidoka room, which I believe is also the hospitality suite. No, it's not?
No, hospitality is 1:30.
Okay, so if you go into the Minidoka room, which is the far end of the hall, and go clear to the far end of the room on the right, the Minidoka room, my table is against the far wall, and I have a whole variety of equipment to let you play with. Some for vision, some for hearing. I know there's one other booth that's setting up a whole bunch of the high-tech Braille devices and high-tech magnifiers. I've got a lot more of the low-tech end of the spectrum. So once we get to the vendor session this afternoon, come see us and come play with our toys. Anyway, the I Can Connect program, actually, I can come to people, do a communication assessment. It has to be equipment for long distance communication, either for telephone access or for internet access. But it is a potential way to get a Braille device for someone who is also losing their hearing. And then I get to travel around the state and provide the training to use that equipment. Okay, I want to
Search box setting.
just get
To
a
move to an item,
sense
press the arrow
of
keys.
who and what needs you all have. How many of you are high school or younger? Yes, see a couple, okay. How many of you are students above high school age? I'm seeing about 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, great. How many of you are teachers? Or, okay, I see a couple of teachers. How many of the rest of you work in services for people who are blind? Okay. Oh, okay. Asking you to clap. I have a little harder time counting the clapping, but yes. Okay, how many high school students clap?
One clap is all you get? Everyone only
There's
claps
only
one
2
time?
claps.
How many college age and above clap?
Wow.
That was more
I think
successful.
there were 8 or so. What did I ask next? Teachers? How many teachers?
There was 2 of us.
Couple?
There's 3.
How many service providers? Okay. 4 or 5. How many family members? And how many of you are
Retired.
Oh, they're retired. I may find myself suddenly retired too. How many of you can benefit from low vision tools? Okay. How many of you need tools that don't require vision? Okay, sounds like about half and half there. Okay, so when talking about assistive technology for low vision and blindness, first there's that category of equipment that makes things easier to see. things like adjusting the size and the contrast and the colors. The next level is that audio information, text to speech, alt text, audio description, those sorts of things. And the next level is the tactile information. And for someone who is deafblind, getting into braille and haptic feedback and protracted sign language are some of those tools are focused on. So on my table in the vendor hall, I have a whole variety of specialized telephones focused on blindness and low vision. Items with tactile buttons, items with voice control and complete talking audio output, linear menus, simplified interfaces. There are also even captioned telephones with braille displays. So again, someone who could read braille could use one of those without having to hear and without being able to see it, using a braille display. There's also a device called the RealSam Pocket smartphone, which is designed with a totally talking interface. So it's basically a single button phone. You tap it and talk and tell it what you want it to do. So anyway, I've got a whole range of those possibilities, as well as some of the iPhone options. Has anybody discovered the new haptic music setting on your iPhones? No. Yes. We got one hand clap. Do you like it?
What does it do?
So what
It's
is it?
interesting. Okay.
Well, what does it do?
So it is using the vibrational capacity of your phone to vibrate in time to music as it's coming through your phone.
It has a rhythm of sorts.
A rhythm of sorts. So it's now in the iOS settings.
We may have to.
Is it under accessibility or what?
Yeah.
So.
Or is it under sound and haptics?
Oh,
What?
either one.
What?
Sorry.
So you guys need the microphone.
Yes, sorry.
Some of it.
Do we have it?
I have it in my hand.
Yeah, she gotta give it to
Yeah.
If you have difficulties searching in your finding settings, you don't have to search the entire interface. There's a search bar which you can, select, or in your home screen, just type in the setting you'd like, and it should show up.
Okay.
Can you join us?
Yeah, sure.
We'll do it right outside this room.
I'll let you keep that one. I'll use this one. Can you still
Okay.
hear?
What is this one called? Just so I can remember.
All right.
What's this one
So,
called? So I can.
This is Palmer.
how many of you are using
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
computers as computers with low vision sets? Okay. So there is a free program available now, cross-platform. It's called Morphic. Anybody heard of it?
No.
Okay, so Morphic creates a menu bar with easy access to all of the low vision settings. Like, it creates a button that stays on your screen to increase and decrease text size. And there's a button for the magnifier to show and hide the magnifier. And a button to copy portions of the screen. And a button for reading a selection of text on the screen. And then buttons for contrast and color, after dark and night mode. And I see a hand with a question in the back.
Yeah, so Morphic, M-O-R-P-H-I-T or M-O-R-F-I-T?
M-O-R-P-H-I-C. And the other cool thing that this program can do is that you can create an online account so that Any computer you sign into with your Morphic account will automatically use your preferred vision settings, which is really cool if you're having to use library computers or use computers in classrooms across campus, that sort of thing. And it's a free download. And you can also set up go-to buttons specifically for the items that you regularly use, so you don't have to navigate through different files to get to what you're looking for. So for a senior, you could set up a button that is photos of the grandkids or weather, and a single press on that button would take you there. If you were a student, you could set up buttons that were all of your files for History 102 or for access to your Google Drive. If you were employed and there are only certain files that you need access to, you could set up a button in Morphic that would take you to the incoming items that you need to process, or to the accounts that you need access to, or to your time tracking folder. So it's a program that has multiple uses that can give you direct access to the things that you want to do on your device.
Very interesting.
How many of, another of the items that I have to show on the table is an on-screen alternative keyboard that you can adjust the font size, adjust the colors of the keyboard, and has the biggest word prediction bar that I have found in any app. It's called Keeble, Keeble. And
It's a keyboard?
It's an on-screen keyboard, downloadable keyboard.
Oh, an on-screen.
So you can use it on a tablet, and maybe this one's just on iOS, on iPads and iPhones. But the reason I love this particular app is because it makes that word prediction bar as big and bold as any that I have seen. So for someone with low vision who has difficulty spelling words, but can visually select the word, and it can be incorporated with voice output so that the screen will tell you what you're selecting. There are a number of other simplified interface devices. Are any of you using Dolphin Guide Connect? Okay, Dolphin is another of those setups for a computer that allow very simple menus and complete talking output. And it can be controlled on a tablet either by gestures, or by pressing buttons, or by using a remote control, or by using keyboard presses. Question in the back.
Is there a way to get a Dolphin to last more than a year?
So Dolphin is a software program that can be used on a tablet or a smart TV, or you can download it onto your own computer.
Okay, so it's different from the old Dolphin keyboard.
Right, you can get the Dolphin keyboard with it that has the specialized buttons for Dolphin, but you don't have to use that keyboard.
So they have the app for TV as well, huh?
They do have the app that can be used on a smart TV with a remote, yeah.
Is that are you still talking about the keyboard?
No, this is Dolphin Guide Connect. And then for smartphones, for other simplified interface options. There's the GrandPad or video, designed for video calling. And again, a very simple interface. It also has the ability to let someone check their email. It was designed for seniors who have difficulty, who have no tech experience. There are phones like the Easy Phone that has 4 programmed buttons, pre-programmed buttons. Again, can be really useful if you get into the older blind community, someone who has no technology experience but needs to be able to call a few people. And then on iOS, there's a new setting called Assistive Access, which is a way to create a simplified menu and access to specific apps of your choosing or a care provider's choosing in some cases. But it creates great big buttons, and there's also a messaging component that allows responses by somebody who is not literate or who needs to sign, so they don't have to read the screen. They can respond with emojis, or they can respond with selfie videos, and there's a button to make that really, really simple. So again, this is a new feature in the iOS settings, accessibility settings, called Assistive Access. And it creates a password protected zone so that I've run into a number of situations where parents want to maintain control of where their kids, what apps their kids can access. So assistive access, well, and in educational settings, it also can create a space where you can use these apps on this device and not go down the rabbit hole of YouTube or Safari, as the case may be. Zoom controller. How many of you are familiar or could use the Zoom controller? Okay, I see a few. The Zoom controller on my phone has become my favorite assistive app because the print is getting way too small, particularly all of those pictures that come through my Facebook feed. And the Zoom controller creates a dot on the screen that I can press on with my thumb and use that as a Zoom controller to see all of the screen. Yes, not the video calling.
Sorry, that's what
Yes, clarify. So it becomes a very simplified way to zoom and scroll around your screen. It also will bring up a menu that allows you to zoom in or out, set the zoom ratio, choose the region, or choose filters. And it's just this little dot that kind of sits on your screen and is always available. Great for low vision situations.
Do you have anything in mind about the low vision? Is there anything new that email is a nightmare for me? I know we've got some big apps.
Reading email.
Oh,
like seeing it, okay, yes.
I know how we got to see it, I like that. Hard, you have to remind us to write, there's not a sound to it, so are there any new things? I gave away my CCTV going into the school, and now I need it, so, I just stayed like this, mail and I think the message glasses are the best thing so far for me. If anything else,
Okay, so the question is about new tools for visually seeing mail, interpreting the environment, that sort of thing. Okay,
I live alone and I have piles of mail laying there because it's tedious.
it is tedious to read the mail when you're doing it one page at a time. And were you trying to use Seeing AI on a phone?
Yes, and that's the one that I'm saying that, it does work, but you've got to remind it to try. And that's what's frustrating to me,
Okay. So one of the tools for helping something like Seeing AI work better is a frame that allows you to slip the page of paper underneath it so that it's at the right height and the camera sits on the frame and all you have to do is touch the button. iOS and Android are building more of these features directly into their phones, but at this point, it's more complicated than using Seeing AI or Envision AI, because there's another step. It's called text recognition. You point your camera at something and you get a little signal on the screen that it looks like little corners around the text. And then if you press on that text, it will bring up a menu of things you can do with that text. So you could have it read out loud, you can copy and paste it somewhere else. But I find it's
Yeah, because again, you're talking about corners and things that
Whack,
you can't
whack,
see.
whack, whack,
Exactly.
whack.
They're working, both Apple and all of the Android systems are working towards being able to incorporate all of those features that are in Seeing AI and Envision AI and Lookout into their operating systems. But I don't find it quite as straightforward if what you want is this letter from Social Security read out loud or the newspaper that just arrived. And I just got a set of Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
And literally, I picked them up in Boise and I have not had a chance to get them out of the box.
Ah.
They're cool, they're really
I
cool.
I have
Yeah, I got
mine.
mine here. All
I
right.
got mine here.
So I need you all to teach me how to use mine. And we do have them in our lending libraries. We've got a set in Fort Lane, in Moscow, and in Boise. So those are a device that we literally have just received in the last week. So help me get up to speed on that. I would love to hear more.
Well, they're affordable too, where the Envision is not for us. So,
Okay.
and they weren't made for us, and that's why they're affordable,
Yeah, so the affordability is a definite.
Yeah, they were made for, Facebook clips.
Okay, so you just covered my next slide. So also another of the newer features with iOS 18 is called Point and Speak, which it's only available on the Pro and the Pro Max iPhone models. But what it allows you to do is to point your camera at something and point your finger at text. And like the text on your microwave dial or the washing machine dial, you can point and it will speak what's right above your finger. So again, I haven't yet upgraded to a
By the time you spend all your money buying.
that's another of those new setting features that's available. And it's available, it's part of the magnifier app on an iPhone. A couple other tidbits I wanted to share is in the realm of television accessibility, recent developments. In addition to audio description and voice control of your television with Amazon